Look, he hasn't even sent the dispatch.
Inside. Keep moving. Roger's pilot does not like to be kept waiting. Claudius, rebellion worsens. You hear these mobs? Hail, pilot!
Hail, pilot! Welcome!
Welcome! You dare say to me, welcome? The streets have been reduced to a rabble. I'm forced to make an all-night ride from Caesarea a week early for the feast of the Passover. The city's out of control, and you say to me, welcome! All because of one of Jesus of Nazareth and his followers. And you say to me, welcome! Well, what have you got to say for yourselves?
Jazz was given the order to crush the rebellion, sir.
Lentulus? Lentulus? I left you in charge! My horse could have done a better job! Janus.
Sir.
How many legions do we have scattered throughout the Empire?
28 legions.
28 legions, the most powerful army in the world. I believe we've conquered Gaul, Spain, Carthage, Britannia. 28 legions spread the length of the Danube, Dacia, 3 in Britannia, 5 on the Rhine. Here's our beloved Rome that in these days seems farther away than the heavens. Here we are in this sinkhole of province of Judea, in this mud pit called Jerusalem. Legions all over the empire, but the closest one to us is in Syria, at least a 3 days march, at best. And we, in this godforsaken land, with the most rebellious subjects in the empire, are left with merely a battalion and 2 cohorts. But gentlemen, they're just a bunch of religious fanatics. Suetonius, how many of my officers are not here this year? They're dead! And some of them you were close to.
Yes.
Because of Barabbas. I just come from the stone pavement, and I condemn the Nazarene, interrogating him twice, finding no fault in him. Because that mob out there! Caiaphas, you know he had plants in the mob, clamoring more loudly for the release of Barabbas than the Nazarene's followers. I found no fault in him. Even my wife Claudia had an opinion. Gentlemen, we know women say the darndest things. But for once she was right when she said, punches have nothing to do with this righteous man, because I suffered much today in a dream because of you. And wouldn't you know that all of this happens when we have the most noble Nathanius of Cultus Romana, sent from Rome by Tiberius himself to observe how Pilate runs his province. And all he's seen is embarrassment. But I must assure you that my officers that you see tonight, Nathanius, will be demoted to galley slaves. And order will be restored. And the emperor can once hold his head in pride again. Antoninus, you are a slave, are you not? Isn't the price of a slave these days in Jerusalem a common slave? 30 pieces of silver?
Yes, sir.
Sentry. I want you to get a good look at your new position by this time next year. Suetonius Gaius Vinicius, candidate for the Praetorian Guard in Rome, Tribune of Tribunes, Legionnaire of Legionnaires, Council of Councils, Pilate's liege in my absence. Is it true or is it not true? Correct me, my young king, that this Jesus of Nazareth, this carpenter's son from Galilee, who feigns himself the Son of God, that he was betrayed over to the members of the Sanhedrin by one of his own for the price of a common slave.
Yes, Your Excellency.
I must say, as out of hand as things are, I couldn't have planned it better myself. Janus, I tried to release him. I said, shall I crucify your king? Do you know what they said? We have no king but Caesar. These same Jews, who just 3 years ago, when you and I put the emblems of Caesar in their temple, they reported me. We have more trouble with this Jewish god, Nathalius, just one, than we do with thousands in Rome. You must ask the divine Tiberius when you return to Rome. That is what governs it. I told them, when he stood before me, Nathalius, and I said, I have the power as the representative of Rome to release you and to have you crucified. He said I'd have no power over him except to be given him from above. Stubborn people. I told them I washed my hands of the blood of this innocent man. You know what they said to me, Anomanis? His blood be on us. On our children. There's a question we must face, gentlemen. And our reply on it hinges the fate of the Emperor. I very much feel. What if this Jesus is who he says he is? Rome's days are numbered. My days are numbered. Sentry, show these people what happens to those who defy the authority of Rome.
On your feet!
Julius, send a dispatch to His Eminence the Legate of Syria, Lucius Lamia Elias, requesting by Pilate that he would send us a battalion from his legion in Syria, if at all possible, to restore order in the city. Make sure that the dispatch is sent at night, no fanfare, not even a drum. Double armed, double guard, cavalry. Make sure you send the decoy dispatcher out the north gate. Make sure it's sealed with my own seal palati. And if the legate would be so gracious as to grant this favor to Pilate, I assure him that he will not regret it. Was that understood?
Yes, sir.
And we promise him that this rebellion will be crushed and ended by the end of the week.